Hey folks, welcome back to Sunset Falls, where we've been working on our new Old Town section over here. Got a couple of pieces of really good feedback, and then we're going to dive right into it today because I meant to start working on the residential space like 3 episodes ago. But we just had some fun detailing our little shopping area down here by the Railyard, our farmer's market. And I actually just saw this when I was doing the longer take for the end of the episode, but we had this great little public market historical building here. I definitely want to mark that and keep that in place. So I love kind of this entrance right into the public market here. So I don't know if we even have like a good sign for this. Do we have any like market sign we can add? I probably should have looked before I said that. I don't see anything obvious, but if anyone knows of a good sign on the shop, custom market sign that we could add here, I think that would be great because I really like how this turned out. It does have a little bit more parking than I would want, so that's something where we can actually kind of come through here and maybe just deliberately get rid of a few of these parking buildings because I don't think that we need all this parking, especially not in this kind of haphazard fashion. So let's just kind of destroy a few of these and see what we get in return. I don't mind the ones on the side here. We'll leave the parking maybe just on this side. And, you know, it's a walking farmer's market, so I don't think we need like a ton of parking. So let's just kind of see what happens. Oh, this poor dog that's stranded out in the middle of nowhere. There you go. Okay, buddy, you're good. What is it? Why is this buggy? Who lives? Wait, where do you live? You live all the way over here? How on earth? Okay, you're going to work at this place. It's interesting that she drove all the way over here. That's definitely something we'll have to think about in terms of transportation. We don't really have very much public transportation in this space right now, so definitely something we want to keep an eye on. Also wanted to touch base quickly on the concept of underground electrification. That's definitely something that's top of mind for me, and I think I'm just acknowledging how we want this portion of the city to look. I'm very okay with just running those underneath right there and pulling these power lines out. I don't think these power lines are really helping anyone, and I'm more than fine with moving them. One other thing I do want to think about too is this cargo network. So police, huh? Why is there crime here? We don't have enough police that can get to this space, huh? So that's definitely something we'll have to think about. I don't see any reason why the police literally could not make it to that space, but do we have a police presence over here? Not really. So maybe we can throw something in here. Do we have... All right, we have this police rural station here. I'm just going to put this right on the other side of the power plant right here, and hopefully that'll help a little bit there. And then the other comment was about this cargo train terminal. I agree. I think it looks out of place. I'm still concerned about the amount of traffic that's coming through right off this road. So let's get rid of that structure right now and then see what our other options are. And one option that was pointed out in the comments last time was that really nice, smaller train station that we found, the Kansas City Freight House train station. I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah, Kansas City Freight House. This looks, I think, way more appropriate to what I would expect in this area. And I'm hoping that this might also just have a little bit less traffic coming through here. So let's actually place it in the exact same place for the most part. I think this looks just fine. And then hook this up. So let's actually pull this back just a little bit, I think. Grab this. And then let's see if we can just kind of bend this right into place here. Kind of go right up here. Oh, is that going to be too easy? Yeah, it was slightly too easy. So let's actually, let's upgrade, I think, this part, that part. There we go. I'm good with it. Okay. So let's see how this works instead. And we'll put in, I think all those are fine. I don't think that'll be a problem. But let's still keep an eye on how much traffic ends up coming through here, because that's something I'm a little concerned about, especially the fact that this fishing harbor all the way over here is using that train down here. That's interesting. I wonder how he's actually getting. He's probably coming around here all the way through here. Yeah, that could be interesting. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how that goes. We have, look at this train. Oh my gosh, so many great trains. I pulled just a few. Interesting. Okay. Well, you know what? That train living his best life, or her best life. No one's telling it which direction to go. I respect that. Okay, so we know that we're missing some more workers here, and that's really what we wanted to work on today. I think the last question I have, frankly, is what we want to do with this railroad. And I really kind of like conceptually this railroad, not really paying attention to the landscape. But I think something we could potentially try is actually having it cross the road right here and not taking up quite as much space. I think I was a little maybe aggressive in terms of how much space we took up here, and I'd rather kind of go right in front of Brewer's Landing down here. to be able to get us more buildable space in this area. And I'm fine with kind of still using this. I think this looks actually really cool, and I think it provides us an opportunity to maybe turn this into some park space if we want to. But I think from here on over, let's just kind of chop this and then see what we can do with this. So I'm going to go back here and actually let's chop one more and then take this and see what we can do here. And it has a tendency to, when I do this, what? Come on. I'm gonna grab this. Okay, we just want to set this to, all right, that's an interesting feature. Really? You're gonna give me a hard time about that, huh? Okay, well, let's see what we can do here. Why? Oh, it's on upgrade mode. That's why. I see. That's why it was giving me a hard time. Okay, so what I'd like to do is actually kind of curve this around and then have it follow the road. So let's see if we can do that. And we'll pull up, I don't know which one of these things actually pulls up the options here, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. So we're going to actually cross the road. Maybe go up this way just a little bit. Why are you... There we go. Trying to place on the ground here. And then I think we actually kind of... we probably want a straight portion across the road. Just knowing kind of how this tends to go. So if we go straight out here, where would the best place be? Maybe just go a little bit further straight and then start curving here. Let's see where those blocks are going. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you, because we are going to do that. But now, see, that's interesting. It didn't even end up putting any in a conflicting area, at least to the best of my view. So let's get rid of a little bit more of our power line there, and then just keep going along here, our merry way. And we'll just kind of come like right across here. Again, I want to get like a very gentle curve. Coming up along here, coming up here, and then connect right back up. Not a problem at all. Now I think it is a little aggressively close. I think, do we want to potentially move it back a little bit so we have a row of foliage between? Yeah, let's see if we can do that. We'll just pull this little section back here and then try one more time. Kind of deliberately go back here, come around on a slightly further bend here. It's taking up more space in the actual brewery area, but I think that's okay because what we're really aiming for is the ability... that looks a little bit wonky. Let's fix that really quickly. So what we're really aiming for at this point is just the ability to hide this a little bit better. There we go. Okay. So that train line should be just fine, and we can see, again, a lot of those trees. We may actually end up moving all these trees up a little bit. I think we can probably just grab them all right now and bring them forward just a smidge. One more smidge. There we go. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, so what we've done is freed up a ton of land here for us to actually develop on, right? And I think that's really what we're looking forward to as far as this actual area goes. So one thing I am going to do is just kind of immediately figure out where do we want to kind of push off from here. And I think we actually want to, first of all, go back down to ground level, go here, and just kind of connect this up here so that we have something that can designate a little bit of park space. So I think we're just going to throw a nice little park here. It doesn't even really have to be a legitimate park per se, although I think it should be. And then we can even have maybe a little path above here so that you can get in between these two spaces and make this whole section super, super walkable. So actually, let's go ahead and just place our park entrances now. So we kind of keep that top of mind. I think just a city park makes sense to me. We can actually even use this larger park main gate. What I'd like to do is place it directly across from the farmer's market entrance. They always give you a hard time when you try to do that. So I'm just going to move it directly in front here. And then we don't have to worry about it, right? So we even have parking on that side as well. Butler Park. I don't love that name. I'm trying to remember what the name of our park was last time. I think it was like Umber Park or something kind of more mysterious. So let's go with that. If you have a better name, I mean, we could just go with Railside Park. That's not a bad name by any means, but definitely let me know if you have any thoughts on that front. We're going to just take our little park area painter and just go up and around. And we'll actually cut all the way through here and connect up to this other park over here. What is it? Umber Gardens. Okay, that's what it was called. So let's actually here. We'll change that right now because I kind of like that name that the game came with. All right. So let's just get rid of all this. Sorry, Umber Gardens. Trust me, you're coming back to life. There's a remake. Come right across here. Take the shoreline. And I think we'll come right around here. So this will actually be a relatively large park. We're not going to do all of it today, or really any of it today, to be honest with you. But we just want to kind of paint the park place in so we know where we're going to want to be working in the future. And then let's go right back down to this little one. So it'll be a pretty extensive garden. And then let's see. No, I'm not even going to bother with the pedestrian paths. This is just kind of like a little note to self, right? Okay, so let's keep going over here and figure out how we're going to get more of our area down. So I kind of want to focus on the specific buildings we want to use. So there is this great modern condo collection of custom assets from Smiley's that recently had a great video done on it from Yumble that I'm going to link in the comments, or I guess I can link it right up here now, that I'm going to link for you, because I think this is a really great example of how to use a lot of these options in a way that looks super organic. It's a great example of mixed-use housing, and I think it's also exactly the aesthetic that we're going for here when you look at some of these buildings. So when you look at them, you can see you kind of have this really great brick blending in here of these buildings, but you can also see that they've clearly been kind of renovated and redesigned. So I think that's really kind of what we're looking for at this point, is to get that feeling of like there were brick buildings here originally. And like if you look at a lot of these like brick condo here, if I just kind of chuck that on the ground here, you can see it has a lot of that brick. I don't know, my depth of field settings are a little bit crazy. I might have to adjust those because I'm having a hard time actually focusing on these things. There we go. But you can see there's this great effect here that we really want to capture and keep using. So it feels like it's really been kind of, adapted from the existing buildings that were there. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's kind of keep doing our overall strategy that we were using before. So what we were doing was, I think, this really neat idea, and I think it was pretty helpful, that we were basically using our existing warehouse buildings to size out what these blocks should look like, and then figuring out like how would someone redevelop this, right? How would this be kind of changed to fit the existing road network here, if the road network was not going to be in fact changed, but just kind of adjusted and adapted to, so that we could still continue to use that. And so I think this is a perfect example here where potentially we can have a row of buildings here and then just run a nice pedestrian path through the back half of this, and then put some public spaces in here. And that's definitely something I think we really want to capture here in terms of just providing some more access. Why space already occupied? Not for long. There we go. Providing some more public access to actually just be able to use this space. And you are going to have to do a little bit more kind of manual building placement. And I do think that that's a little more challenging, right? Oh, we even have these great. See, this would be awesome a little bit closer, kind of over this side of things. Maybe down on this side. Let's pop a few of these just so we can kind of keep an eye on them, right? Something like this. Ooh, and a 135-degree angle. See, those are super fun, right? Just kind of understand what you have there. Let's put in a middle piece. I'm assuming this is the middle piece. We even put in another, actually here, let's just, again, put them right over each other. That's okay. They look really cool like that. Wow, that looks great. Then we have B end. Whoops. I see. Okay, they're definitely two different kinds there. I can tell that much. I don't think we want to keep going 90, but that's okay. So clearly we have a bunch of different options here. Ooh, all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah. So again, just kind of leaving ourselves a reminder of where we want to go with that. But I think for now, we're going to look more at these kind of like redeveloped spaces up here. I think let's move this actually. We're going to get rid of that one and then kind of keep bringing this over a little bit here. But I think we just want to keep using these like really interesting, fun shapes, and specifically also trying to find ways that we can incorporate more, interesting angles. So in this case, like, again, can we incorporate 120-degree angle here? I guess it's not going to matter as much on the inside because we kind of have to do it more so on the outside. but can we incorporate? If I can lock this in, only going to do 115 or 125. Okay, I see how it is. Maybe kind of see if we can get something in here. Maybe here. Maybe this will let us do this. We get a 125. I think 120 rather. There we go. Okay, this goes there. And then I think we can kind of pull this in, combine these. There we go. So now we're starting to get some interesting angles here that we can hopefully use for some of our modern condo collection if we do have some that have these more interesting angles here. So I'm going to go back to modern condo and see what we have that's an interesting angle here. And some of them will actually say, like if I just search 120, it will actually show me condos and specifically these great mixed use that are 120. So we're actually seeing on the base this 120 degree angle here, and then you can plop something up on top that will match it. So in this case, that was the mixed use 120 commercial versus a mixed use 120 residential. I don't actually know, could we stack this right on top? Is that an option for us? If we do that, and then we take one of these, I don't know if it will let us do that. Oh, perfect. Yeah, see, it just stacks right on top like that. I didn't even have to touch it probably actually here. There we go. And then we can place right on top of that, this topper right here. And if I just get it in the right place there, boom. So now we have this awesome mixed use building. All these pieces go perfectly together, and we have this great 120 degree angle. So these work really well in conjunction with realistic population. You can kind of tell right now that this is really the best way to do some of this mixed use building. You can see there's 40 homes just in this one piece, let alone if you look at some of the bottom pieces, this mixed use commercial or even the mixed use residential that's kind of nested inside there. So this is a great way to be able to kind of use a lot of this space and get this working correctly. So, okay, that was so much better. I feel like that depth of the field was just like a little bit too aggressive for me. So I think we're in a much better place. It's still a little aggressive, I'm going to be honest with you, especially when we're looking at this kind of building. I don't know how. I got to sneak up on it to be able to see it. All right. So we're doing okay though. So let's also look at some of our amenities, right? So in this space, I think one amenity I'd love to put in here is some sort of soccer field. Oh, there we go. I have to include all of our, let's just search field, see what we get. Oh, I see. We haven't unlocked some of these things. Okay. Well, that's probably a little bit big. I thought we had some smaller soccer fields here, but that's okay. Let's look through kind of our more ploppable assets here. And we're going to look through, oh, I have all sorts of fun sorting options. Look here, maybe some growables too. See what we have in terms of kind of our big buildings here. We want to be able to take a look at and find things that we think really do kind of fit into this look. So again, something like this. Can we plop it here? Does that look too close? I mean, the blend is honestly better than I expected. It is a little bit funky, you know, but this is the kind of thing we could start doing potentially. And then let's maybe move this. We can force it. See, a lot of these, they will not let you move them without movement. So unfortunately, we do have to kind of drag this asset over here. But we do want to also make sure it's facing the right way so that we have its kind of shops facing here. And this is something where, again, you kind of just want to, you know, take your own creativity here and see what shapes and what angles work well together. That Yumble video does a great job of explaining kind of his philosophy on this, and I think that works really well. But I'm literally just kind of looking through my assets and figuring out, like, what do I have that's like an interesting looking asset that we can potentially use in this space? And how can I fit these together to look interesting? Like, does this asset, I mean, this looks really cool, but does this fit here? I don't think so, actually. So let's pull that back and see if we can go back into more of the modern condo options and find something that might fit a little bit better. Like this corner one here, this to me feels like a much better fit. So I can take this and actually, maybe I'll take this one, move this over to this corner because we can do that as long as we don't try to save the game at the same time. Let's rotate a little bit more here, plop this right on the corner here, and then go back here, grab our corner, place it right here. There we go. And then again, we can start adjusting. Whoops, only if I actually go in and move it. Rotate a little bit as needed. Pull back from the street a little bit. Something I like about these is that they do have a little bit of kind of frontage. So you can pull them back as far as you need to really kind of give yourself a little bit of space right out on the street there. So now, I mean, that's actually maybe a little bit aggressively off the street, but you can kind of cover up the fact that maybe you're not building exactly on a 90-degree angle here, and that's fine. What else can we throw in here? 22 Victoria Street. How does this look? Ooh, these look kind of cool. Maybe put two of these right next to each other. There we go. You could even try to sneak in a walking path along here. I bet we could do that. What walking path options do we have? Here we go. And we're using anarchy, so I don't think it'll get too mad at us. Ooh, it totally will. I take that back. I thought it would let us do that. Oh, here we go. It's a toggle collision off. I think that was our problem. So we'll just kind of come straight out here. Boom. There we go. So it's a great way to kind of be able to kind of just place and see what you feel, you know? And again, if you need to adjust things a little bit, it's not that hard to do that. For instance, this tree probably doesn't belong there. Let's move this over just a smidge on either side, right? This is actually, I think, colliding with this building. There we go. So now you can fit in all sorts of fun stuff and then just kind of see what makes natural sense. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more of this and we'll kind of speed through it, but feel free to let me know in the comments what you think of some of our placement, if you have any ideas for amenities that we should be putting in this space. So one thing I'm going to do here is actually move all of these and actually move them like 180 degrees because I realize I want them to kind of face this space. I think this space is going to be the main entertainment or kind of amenity space within this very small community space. And I want to make sure that they're actually facing the direction of their amenities. So they have kind of a nice park view right here. I want to give them the opportunity to actually enjoy that for the most part. Kind of make sure everything is snug up here. And then actually maybe see if we can sneak just a little bit of retail along the back here. I'm going to deliberately paint this in just so we don't get too finicky there. But we'll get some specifically high-end retail right there. And this is not zoned in any specific district style. So we'll have to kind of see what pops up and police it accordingly. But that'll kind of help cover up some of the backs of these buildings. So what I'm going to start doing now is actually running the game so we can start to get some of these people in. You'll notice that a lot of these buildings can house a lot of people. So we're going to expect a pretty significant traffic influx here. And I want to just kind of let the game start handling that because we know it ain't going to be pretty, right? So hopefully we'll kind of slowly let people move in as we build out the rest of this space. So also know I've seen before people with the ability to see how many times they've used a specific asset. That would be so. Whoa, hey, Grand City. We have unlocked a few more things. A baseball park. Gotta love it. I was telling you, we needed some sort of baseball or something. We have a bunch of unique buildings now, so that's always cool. Awesome. Well, there we go. We are a Grand City. Feels good. This is the one thing. You're not going to get perfect symmetry here, but you know what? That's okay. Personally, I just don't look at my city at that level, so I know that's not going to bother me. I'm going to try to find something else, maybe a little bit funky, right? Again, fits on this side of things. There we go. I am going to turn my day-night cycle off again because I tend to forget. Oh, whoops. Let's keep it kind of pretty midday, right? And again, I'm just trying to throw in some walking paths wherever I see the natural opportunity because I think, you know, just a more walkable city makes for happier citizens here. Let's actually just move this back here. We're just going to kind of tighten this right up a little bit, just on the edge here. There we go. Maybe put a quick line of trees in. Why not, right? We like trees. We do these guys. Oh, look a little wimpy from way up here, but I think they'll be okay, right? And then what else can we put in here? We got a few more. So what I was saying earlier was, oh, hey, level 5 for our mineral industry. Oh my gosh, there we go. Let's go check it out. Can we go there? All right. So we have finally unlocked, out of power. That seems bad. I don't know that much about power, but that seems bad to me that we do not have enough power here. Is it just that this doesn't reach? If we were to go along this side of the road, would we encounter this problem? Have we fixed it? There we go. We have fixed it. Okay. So now we're good to go. We will definitely have to come back to this because we just unlocked a ton of cool stuff. Specifically, really excited to use the shipyard. It looks huge. Obviously, you can't, put it not on the river, but I'm looking forward to using that. So we'll definitely have to figure out where kind of in this space it goes. Maybe up here? I don't think so. But okay. So we're over here. Oh man, this looks so good just from above. This is great. Let's also just really quickly make sure we have the right kind of traffic signals here. We're going to pull these guys. We are going to give these people entering here the yield, specifically over here. That one might end up with a light. I'm not 100% sure what we want to do there. Again, we're trying to leave this pretty open, so we're just kind of focusing right here. And as I was attempting to say before I got really interrupted by all of our success, was that I think it would be really cool to be able to pull that asset that I know people use. I know Yumble has this one, and it's definitely one I'd like to look into getting myself. Asset around being able to see how many times you've used a specific asset. So it's a mod, rather, sorry, that shows you how many times you've used a specific asset, which in my mind would be very helpful because I have no idea which one of these guys I've used and which ones I have not. And it feels like we've used a fair bit of them at this point, but I truly could not tell you. I'm actually going to go in and, there we go, fill in a little bit more pavement there. And then we'll run one more road, or rather walking path right behind here. There we go. That looks hideous, but you know what? That's okay. We're going to go back in and kind of fill in a few more buildings here. And let's see. Let me try these brick condos. So there's an end. Which side should the end go on? Oh, it's not going to snap nicely to that road because it's just a path. So let's actually get the small road instead. Let's see. I think this will let us do that. There we go. And then we can put down just a few more. I'm just going to randomly click things instead of finding what I'm looking for. Okay, so which side does that actually end on? See, it doesn't really look like it's an end. That looks like a middle. Did I just select the wrong one? It says end. I mean, I believe you. I'm just trying to figure out how this works. Maybe we'll just do a corner one here again too. Like that. Then can we move this over here? There's a little bit of synergy, I guess. You can see it a little bit. Pop back out here. What else do we have in that set? That was these guys, right? Throw another one in there. And maybe throw... that's probably not going to fit. You know what? That's okay. Maybe we just kind of leave it there. All right. Am I just missing how this is a corner option? I trust you. I just need to be able to get it. That's okay. We'll throw this there. Throw this here. Actually, let's pull that one. Let's take this one again. We'll just duplicate that. Do a few more of these. Then we'll actually line them all up too, so they look a little bit nicer. Line them up. It's an interesting line. I actually haven't used that before. Can we... Nope, you're not going to let me... What about mirroring them? That's not going to do it. All right. Well, actually, I kind of like the staggering just a little bit. We pull this one back just a tiny bit, stagger this one, and then push this one forward. That actually looks kind of cool. So I think we'll leave that there. And let's find one big tree we can plop down here. It's just so loud down there, guys. I gotta get out for a little bit. Maybe something like this. What do our options look like? Turn our brush size down. That is not a large tree. That's a large tree in your mind? There we go. I was like, I must not have been on the large tree setting. There we go. That's more what I'm talking about. That's a comically large amount of trees to be there. I know that. But that's okay. We're just kind of trying to cover up that little hidey hole there. And then let's do another row of these right down here. There we go. All right, so time to look at amenities really quickly, right? Because these outlets apparently have low land value, and we do want to start putting in some nice park space and increasing the land value here. So let's look through our options here. I think we have options for a large playground, a park with trees. This is pretty big. I like that. I like that a lot. Dog park. I always want to use the dog park. And then also a garage. So this is one other aspect that we haven't talked about, but I do think this is something that we need to include here. Just acknowledging that, like, hey, it takes, parking to be able to do this. Ooh, a little water park. Would that fit here somewhere? I just want to see what this asset looks like. Oh my gosh, that would be pretty legit. You also notice that we have random windows here for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why that's the case. I can't really find the asset to delete. Do we put a water park in here? Because that actually looks very legit and super fun. maybe we put a water park in right at this corner. Let's do it. Except I kind of want to put it back here because I think the sun will work there. All right. And we are still running. Here we go. Let's see what else we can fit next to it. Can we fit the dog park in too? I think that would be pretty great. Or maybe we can fit, well here, let's turn anarchy off for a second. This is a large playground, but a small playground would definitely fit. But maybe we fit our dog park in, just kind of right in the corner there before you get up here. Then we can throw some walking paths in along the back. Connect up there. What is that? I was about to say, does one walking path destroy the other? Hopefully not. Low land value still, huh? All right, well, let's increase the land value a little bit more. Do we have anything in our kind of cool, unique assets that we could throw in here that would really help? We could put a plaza in, maybe. A statue of industry. I mean, industry kind of makes sense here, given the fact that this is, industrial park, an industrial space, or was an industrial space, rather, right? Or George Washington statue. Let's see what else we got. Friendly neighborhood park. And this seems perfect to me. I think we could snug that in right there. There we go. The paths even connect properly. You love to see it. Connect our path up here. And let's do a curvy path kind of right through here. I think, yeah, I'll just connect back in. Awesome. Oh, we need a little bit of water in that park. I didn't know the parks needed water, but I guess that makes sense on some level. Kind of just go through our park right there. Down and out over there. Still low land value. Let's actually see. We can check the actual land value, right? Is it this thing? Yeah, it's all blue. Okay, so blue is like getting there, but you're not quite there yet. Is that my understanding? All right, so do we need potentially more mixed residential and commercial? All right, so what if we take these two buildings, get rid of those, and actually zone this as maybe office? Can we potentially do office? Do like a 3x3 of office, 3x3 of nicer retail here. Let's see how this goes. We definitely still have houses. Oh, a lot of these are already pretty high. They do need parks, plazas, and services. So that is one thing that we have not focused on right yet. And I think this might potentially be a good area to do that. Down here is to get a few more of our services back here. So let's see. I don't love doing this because I know this is a little bit tight. We'll just do kind of a quick service road here, and this will let us sneak in potentially a small medical clinic right here. I do think that we probably need a crematorium, unfortunately, right? But we will kind of sneak that in, be right next to it. And then let's also get a small fire station as well, something that probably fits the space. None of these are perfect, I'll be honest with you. Maybe just do kind of this smaller firehouse on this side. And then also get a small police station in as well. And I tend to like using that rural station just because it is smaller. A lot of these can be a little bit aggressive, but maybe we'll try one of these. I think the police headquarters is too big. Yeah, it's a little bit too big. So we'll just do that guy right there. And then also education, right? So let's see what we have in terms of schools that we think will fit well here. I think definitely these eco school systems will work pretty nicely here. And I think we can just kind of get a lot of them potentially either along the side or it would be awesome if that fit in. Ooh, we could actually maybe sneak this in right there. Awesome. Get more access there. And then where could we potentially get this high school fitting in? Not sure. Maybe that's going to be right in the park space. So we don't want to do that. Maybe kind of sneak it on this outside edge here. I think that would make sense. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And we'll kind of set it right there. There we go. Okay, so we are getting those additional amenities. We should be seeing some growth here. Okay, I don't love these outlets that have developed here. These clearly do not fit our aesthetics, so let's just go ahead and delete those. This one is not awful, I should say. Not awful. Let's see what's getting built up here. I think it's going to look pretty much exactly the same, to be honest with you. Yeah, but the point is that it'll hopefully host many more people. Yeah, oh my gosh, look at how many people we have living in that building. Well, it's got to be close to 150 people, 150 residents, something like that. Another interesting thing that we're noticing is we now have highly educated Sims in our city. Are we allowed to call them Sims? Our citizens, right? So if I find education on here, which will take me a second, there we go. So if we look at There we go. Highly educated is only 6%. Given the fact that we have no university, I do not think that's too bad. So we're clearly encouraging the highly educated to come join us here, right? So I think that's a good sign. Okay, so I think we're going to take a quick break here. Hopefully this was kind of instructive in terms of how to use these buildings. I'm still learning how to use these. I'm really curious to get your thoughts here in terms of nice ways to really kind of make these work and function and continue to use these great park assets that we have here. I'm trying to find, there's like a little sunken park that I used to use all the time. Oh, hey, here are our courts. Okay, let's see. Can we fit in this huge tennis club? That was something I thought would be super fun. There's a tennis club clay and a tennis club grass. I feel like these are probably more grass people. So let's do that. There we go. Now we have these awesome publicly accessible tennis courts. I love this. That is super cool. All right, let's see. I was looking for them the entire time. I was like, okay. And we could even put a few in on here. Maybe a basketball court just to kind of fit up on the side here. Already occupied? I think not. There we go. Awesome. Oh, that looks so good. And let's actually let's continue this path through just so people can kind of walk through here, get to their courts, whenever they want to get there. Boom. There we go. Right behind there. Awesome. Okay. I really like the way these assets turned out. This looks nice. I don't know if we'll see anyone necessarily playing on the courts, but definitely have them. So hopefully have a few more amenities. Let's check our land value again really quickly. See where we're at. Okay, definitely starting to increase along here. It's exactly what we want to see, right? We're getting there. It's interesting that this isn't quite as high value as I hoped it would be. Can we edit the land value of this club? I'm not sure. We want to add local mod settings, I think, right? Add local. Right now, okay, I see. So we don't want it to be residential. I don't think any of these we really want it to be. So let's actually just say none. We just want to... Actually, here, we can make it industrial. No, we don't want it industrial. Maybe office, generic. I think that's okay. We're going to make this level 3. Yeah, level 3. That sounds good to me. And I think we need at least a dozen people working here at our club. Boom. There we go. Actually, here, we'll put in a few of these as well. Put 10. 10. There we go. Let's see how this works. We may have, okay. Whoa, okay, that's not what we want. The combination with realistic jobs here, I think, has definitely gone a little bit crazy. Okay, so maybe we don't want to do that. Let's go back in here and let's remove our local settings there, because that was a little bit too much. We were going to have the biggest job creator in the city right here is going to be the tennis courts. And actually, I'm going to delete those and replace them just to make absolutely sure that we are not entirely destroying our local economy solely because did that not apply properly? Let's save and apply changes. There we go. I bet we had to do that. No, that didn't work, huh? All right, let's add local. We are going to just say none. And let's save that and save and apply changes. Hopefully that will fix whatever it is that I have irrevocably broken apparently with this asset. Move local, save and apply changes. All right, well, we have 23 workers. Well, we'll see. Maybe this is going to be too much of a money pit for us. I will experiment with this a little bit off screen and see if we can bring back our tennis club, right? Okay. Well, thanks again for joining me, folks. Now that we definitely have more of this population boom, we clearly still need to be adding more to our population, so we'll keep doing that. But it looks like there's plenty of opportunity for people to move in, so we are starting to see that increase. I do think we can kind of continue pushing this neighborhood if we'd like, but we also seem to be needing some more resources as well. So that's definitely something in terms of raw materials. They apparently need raw materials here, so we'll have to kind of keep experimenting with that. I haven't seen any cargo coming here too. We noticed kind of an abundance of cargo last time. To kind of keep an eye on any cargo trains coming down here. This is obviously not a cargo train. Do we have any that are obviously coming through our train network at the second? I don't see anything super obvious. Oh, this looks like a cargo train. All right, so that's going up to the freight terminal. So we're starting to get that there. Not enough raw material up here either, despite the fact that there's all this ore here. That seems a little surprising to me. And if you can find any ore, what if we empty this? Oh, that's selling it, huh? Well, that's not really what I want to do. I just want to keep it balanced. So we'll figure this out. Looks like there's something going on here, but we'll work through it. So definitely need to expand our ore industry. moving forward, yeah, we have all this ore, not enough buyers. Okay, so we'll work on this. We'll see what else we can do here. This one looks totally full, and it is set on empty too. That's interesting. So we may need to figure out something in our supply chain is not quite working here. We do have the ability to, interesting, only 1% full of our ore products, metals, and glass. All of them are set to empty. Let's switch them back over to balance, especially now that we know we're probably going to want to start using some of these things. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, and that's recycling center. Never mind. That does not matter. Or at least it's not matter in the context of holding goods, right? So, okay. Thank you so much for joining me, folks. We will catch you next time.